This video will demonstrate the automatic silkscreen generation routine available within the Allegro PCB Editor. Currently in my design, I have displayed the design outline, top pins, top vias, top silkscreen package geometry, and top silkscreen reference designators. This is what I want to use to generate my new automatic silkscreen that will be moving text and breaking the silkscreen lines away from pads and vias. To run the automatic silkscreen generation routine, you go under Manufacture, Silkscreen. This is the main form. The layer section, you can tell it whether to generate the new silkscreen for top layer, bottom layer, or both. In this case, I'll leave it as top. The elements I can use, I can break the lines away from vias, the lines being the silkscreens, move text away from lines and out from underneath the parts, or both. In this case, we'll use both. The classes and subclasses section tells the system when it's generating the new silkscreen, where does it read from the database to create the new silkscreen. I'm going to basically leave this the same except for I don't have any silkscreen in my tolerances, also I'll set that to none. For the text, I can tell it which rotations to put the text at. 090 looks pretty good. I probably don't want text at all different rotations. Allow under components. I'm not going to allow my text under components. Lock auto-silk text for incremental updates. It specifies once I run the silkscreen routine, if I move my part, the auto-silkscreen will stay where it is as I move the part, relative to the part. And detailed text checking says, look at the actual line draws of the silkscreens of the reference designators and don't just look at the text block. Maximum displacement says how far do I want to move the text away from the original location. Displacement increment says as I'm moving it, what's the increments that I want to move it in units. My minimum line length is if I'm going to cut a piece of silkscreen away from a via or a pad, the resulting line length must be at least 10 mils long. And the element to pad clearance says how far away does my silkscreen have to be from a pad. So that looks pretty good. Let me hit the silkscreen button. It'll run the silkscreen process. Now remember, the silkscreen process does not modify the package geometry silkscreen, the refdes silkscreens. It creates a new subclass. So I have to go into my color form. Let me turn off my silkscreen top outline and package geometry. And my components, let me turn off my refdes silkscreen top there. And you need to go down to my manufacturing, and there's a new class called Auto-silk top. So this is the new silkscreen that got generated. If we take a quick look, you can notice that all the reference designators are only at 2 angles, 0 and 90. If we go to the bottom section, we can see some interesting items down here. Notice that L5 and L6 don't look right. Well, if we go into the view log, we'll see that not everything was able to be successfully moved. So down the bottom, it will say I couldn't move some of my text. There's L5 and L6. So we just left it where it was and copied it. It also will tell you if it broke any line segments away because of pads and or vias. So for instance, we'll take a look over here at U20. We can see that this used to be a little notch for that dip. However, since that via was there, it broke the notch away. Now it's important to remember that the silkscreen process is an incremental and a real-time process. So if I go into the slide command and I slide this via away from here and move it down to here, it will grow that silkscreen back there, but break it at other parts. Now also notice that the clearance it gave me from this pad to this line was 8 mils. However, the line width here is only a 0 width line, so it only broke it away for that 0 width line. You probably want to make sure that when you do your libraries, you actually give these real line widths so that when it breaks these away, it will be a realistic breaking away and you end up with what you really want. This concludes the demonstration of the automatic silkscreen generation routine available within the Allegro PCB Editor.